You would expect yesterday's game between the Cowboys and Patriots to have a big number ratings-wise, and that's normally because Dallas is really popular. New England is really good. Yesterday, Dallas, the legitimate contender, and New England is more about the franchise's reputation. And it turned out to be a great game. Dallas pulled it out in overtime. Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb. Prescott looks every bit like an MVP candidate. Trayvon Diggs, the Cowboys cornerback, making a run at Defensive Player of the Year. Patriots have to feel a little bit stung, though. They should have won the game against the Dolphins. That was a few weeks back. And that game yesterday, they had their chances. And if you're a Patriot fan, I think you're excited about your rookie quarterback, Mac Jones. Like, you have a chance to win. We'll talk a little bit more about Mac Jones in a moment. But it's an odd role reversal, but I'm sure CBS is going to take it. It's great to have the Cowboys. It's great to have the Cowboys when they're playing great. They deliver on the hype. And people have to realize, if you're of a certain age, you're probably saying, what's the big deal about the Cowboys? Cowboys haven't been to a Super Bowl in 25 years. Now, there's a long way to go, but the Cowboys are right there amongst the best teams in the NFC right now. But there's a lot of company in the NFC right now. I know that the Cardinals don't have the history there. You know, they've been to a Super Bowl, lost in dramatic fashion to the Steelers, but we're not quite sure about the Cardinals, even though they're undefeated, the lone undefeated team. But there's good teams in the NFC right now. McLevin, what's the poll question you have today?
Okay, we've been working on this thing that we're calling dude or dude. Now, Paulie can explain the distinction, I believe.
Yeah, Steven's going to have to help me out with the intonation. It's like, dude. Like when someone does something great, you pick up a new car and you see your friend, or you do something great, or when someone does something questionable, like starts talking to your girlfriend. Dude.
Okay.
So it's a negative.
Dude or dude.
Right, like so Aaron Rodgers, I own you to the Bears. Is that a dude, that was awesome, or dude, what are you doing? CeeDee Lamb pointing the football or actually looking at the guy as he ran over the end zone in overtime. Was that, dude, oh, that was awesome, or dude, what are you doing? And Dan Campbell calling out his quarterback after the game. Is that good or bad?
Here's Dan Campbell calling out Jared Goff.
I feel like he needs to step up more than he has. And I think he needs to help us, you know, just like everybody else. And I think he's going to need to put a little bit of weight on his shoulders here, and it's time to step up, make some throws, and do some things. And but he needs help. He needs help.
He paused for about 20 seconds before he answered it. And yes, he needs help. You know, you start with he needs help. Just to do that, open up the big umbrella. This is on everybody there in the organization. And then you get to Jared Goff. Because last I looked, Jared Goff at least went to a Super Bowl. Dan Campbell maybe has gone to a Super Bowl as a fan. He's watched him. But, you know, yes, it's on Jared Goff. It's always on the quarterback there. But that's one of those, after the game, you're fired up, you lost again, Bengals roughed you up, you haven't won, and all of a sudden, you know, you got to answer the questions, and you go into those press conferences, and you almost need even more than 15 minutes of a cooling off period. But Dan Campbell, he shoots from the hip, and we've seen this before, and he might walk this back a little bit just to say, hey, you know what? It's on the quarterback, but it's on me. It's more on me. It's more on this entire team that we're losing these games. I mean, this isn't heartbreaking fashion. You got outplayed by the Bengals. And the Bengals, hey, they're playing well. They're fun. They're 4-2. If you're a Bengals fan, you'll take that. Absolutely. Back to the Cowboys, Dak Prescott. He talked after the overtime win.
5 straight now. Obviously started this thing with the road win and then going 3 at home, but be able to come here for us to just stay resilient through it all. I think it speaks on what Coach McCarthy talks about, just our culture and building the right culture, building a winning culture, and knowing that it takes winning these games. And when everything's against you, we found a way to keep swinging and to come out the win. I think that's important for us. Take this confidence, go into the bye week, get better, work on ourselves, and come out of this thing with this momentum and continue rolling.
This program brought to you by Panini, PaniniAmerica.net. Hottest rookies, biggest superstars, the old-time greats. Only one place to collect them all. Panini trading cards, for instant classics, autographed cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts. Hottest rookie cards. Start or continue your collection now. PaniniAmerica.net. What other poll questions do you have, McLevin?
Okay, which team surprised you the most with their convincing win yesterday? The Raiders sort of blowing out the Broncos, the Ravens killing the Chargers, the Cardinals beating up on the Browns, or the Bengals blowing out the Lions?
Well, given the injuries with the Browns, with their running backs, offensive line, I wasn't surprised the Cardinals won. I was surprised that they won in that kind of fashion. They dominated the Cleveland Browns. The Chargers surprised me because that was a less than inspiring performance there. It was a great week in the media with the Chargers this past week. And then all of a sudden you go into Baltimore and Lamar Jackson didn't play great, but the Chargers didn't play well at all. That one surprised me. You score 6 points? That one surprised me. As far as the Raiders beating the Broncos, like, oh, okay, they stepped up. They lost John Gruden and okay. Like, you're playing the Broncos. Okay. You beat them. You should beat them. And you're grown men. Like, you're not playing for your coach. In the NFL, you play for your paycheck, maybe for your teammates. So, hey, we stepped up for our coach. Like, did LSU step up because Ed Ogeron is going to be fired at the end of the year? I mean, they did beat Florida, but let's see what they do the rest of the year. Yeah, Paulie.
Dan, he is stepping down by choice.
Yeah, he's stepping down.
Please use the terminology.